I'm here with Trashy. Let's talk some trash. What's the most you've done for a man that wasn't yours? Like besides giving my pussy, oh gosh, how embarrassing. I've done a lot for a lot of guys that totally didn't deserve it. But one time I wrote this guy's USC letter and got him into USC. And I went to community college, so I was pretty down bad. And I didn't even hit, so that's pretty lame of me. Have you ever caught your parents in a lie? My parents like to pretend well, first of all, my parents like work at the hater factory and every day they act like rent is due. And they would always get really mad at the thought of me possibly getting laid even a little bit. And I remember asking my mom once, like, what's it to you? Like, it's not like you and dad fuck. And my mom was like, I'm actually a virgin. You're a liar. Yeah, you fuck, bro. Like, I exist. Does size matter? No, the big ones scare me. I mean, yeah, the big ones scare me. I mean, yeah, I love really, really big dicks, but it's okay if your dick is small. It just means that you have to compensate. No, I love all sizes. What's the craziest thing you've done because of an ex? You know, I actually don't have too many crazy ex stories. I mean, my last ex cheated on me, obviously. I don't know why I said obviously. I think I have like a cheating on face, apparently, because the last few exes cheated on me. And I think with this one, I just remember like giving him pussy one last time. I don't know. That's a down bad moment. And then as soon as like we were done, I just packed my shit up and left. I sure told him, huh? What's one food you hate? I don't like avocados. I don't like semen. I think semen's disgusting. I've never swallowed, no. I've swallowed a few times. Every time I've like thrown up low-key afterwards. And I don't like most vegetables. Unless they like fry it or saute it, but like I don't like gassy stuff like broccoli or asparagus. Maybe I'll just die soon, but I feel like it's freaking disgusting. I don't like papayas, those make me sharp. What's your favorite struggle meal? I'm Asian, so maybe my fellow Asian homies can relate, but if I'm really struggling, I'll just get like the ramen, and like if I don't have hot water, I'll just eat it like a brick. Like I'll chomp it like a super crunchy like mega chip, or I'll like get like white rice and I'll just like dump it in soy sauce, and it's soy sauce soup.
Ramen roll is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like crunchy. Like, you know, I feel like everyone does that. What's your biggest pet peeve? Oh, I have so many pet peeves. I don't like smokers, like cigarette smokers, because I feel like their spit is evil. Like, you know when you're like fucking missionary and then a guy kind of like spits and you can see that like little goober like drop down slow motion into your pussy and it's like not clear? That like makes me want to kill myself. I don't like that. I also feel like I don't like picky eaters because it means you're not adventurous. Like it means that you're probably just like not down for cool shit in general. Like if you're a guy that only wants to eat like pizza and chicken nuggets, like kill yourself. And I don't like guys that low-key like burst into dancing or singing. I think it's like mega corny. I don't want to hear your music. How long does it take for you to fall in love? If he got 8 inches, it takes 8 minutes. And if he doesn't, it's gonna take me probably a little longer. Just kidding, no I'm not. I feel like it probably actually takes me probably like 4 days. Like, which is still pretty fast, but if we're like kicking it the whole time, I feel like I'm from LA. In like LA terms, like 4 days is like a long-term relationship. What's the most you would pay for hair? Okay, my hair is actually mega, none of this hair is real, obviously. I have K-tip extensions. I'm also an ABG, which stands for like Asian baby girl, and it's kind of like a SoCal thing. I'm from Southern California, and when you see an Asian chick with blonde hair, you know like, we're like up right now. Like we're like doing really well. If you see my hair go back to black, it means I'm in a recession and I'm like just going through it because this shit is expensive. I feel like I probably paid like $5K, but I just feel like I'm trapped. I can't like not be blonde now. Like it's like if I had black hair, I feel like I look like everyone else. So I'll be blonde for life. What's the first thing you notice about a man? Low-key, his shoe game. I feel like what a guy wears on his shoes kind of tells him a lot. Like if a guy is wearing like Rick Owens, he probably makes really bad music. And if a guy is wearing like Noctas, he's listening to really bad music. And if he is wearing like like a Nike Panda. He might be a little fruity, but there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I always look at a guy's shoes. If they're like mega busted, I would assume he probably doesn't have like a social media or nothing, and he just don't give a fuck about stuff like that. So that's like my peak type of guy. If he got some like bust down shoes, like if he got like flip flops and socks like an uncle, I feel like that's like hot. Like you're like offline, like you don't care. What's your biggest turn on? Would be I like a guy like really comfortable with his sexuality. Like I feel like if he's like just really mature and just doesn't give a fuck about anything. I mean, like I'm obviously like a hoe, so I'm like a lot to handle. Like I would need to date a guy who's like down with hoes. Like down with hoes isn't like up for hoes. So I would like a guy like who's into trains. Yeah, that's like a huge turn on for me. I think a normal turn on would be like if he smells nice. If he's musty, I'm like, bitch, take a fucking shower. Whoop. What is a small inconvenience that can ruin your whole day? I don't like being late. That'll be like my 13th reason why. I feel like in New York right now, I've been late to every single thing and it makes me want to kill myself. I just feel like, what if I'm like missing out on like 10 minutes of fun that I can't have back because I'm just stuck in the fucking traffic? I don't know how to drive, so I have to depend on other people to bring me around, and sometimes it makes me like super angry. How did you find out a friend wasn't your friend? I feel like a fake homie is like someone who always gotta like give you like a backhanded compliment, like, oh, like you look good in that dress for once. Or like, I feel like the true test of like girl friendship though is like going to Miami. Like if we go to Miami and we don't survive, like our friendship was never meant to be. What's the pettiest reason you lost interest in someone? I mean, I'll get the ick pretty fast. I don't like it if a guy low-key like watches too many podcasts. Like, bro, like you're like 32, you're watching like, or like watching Twitch streams. Like if you're like 32 and you're like watching like Aiden Ross, like what are you doing? Or like that's like crazy to me. Or like if you're watching like Fresh and Fit, and I'm saying that as a chick that was on Fresh and Fit, which should give you the ick, TBH. And I also like don't like guys. I feel like the fastest time a guy gave me an ick was when he like what is that? He'd hit the dab after hitting. Like he like busted a nut and then he like did a dab. I was like, we're done. Forever. What makes a man sassy? Okay, we are in a sassy man apocalypse right now. Like I feel like it's an epidemic, it's sweeping the nation, and we need to put a stop to it. I feel like a guy is sassy when he asks me to split. I will say that every time there's a dinner, I pull my card out. I do. It's a trick. It's like it's a trap. Because if you're like, oh hell yeah, I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, you're giving me head, not the other way around tonight. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? I feel like a guy is sassy when he's like weird about my job and it's like, bitch, you know what I do for work. Like why are you mad if I'm posting up with a guy? Like you're so sassy, babe. Like get over it. Yeah, I'll still hit though. What's the furthest you've traveled for someone? I don't really travel for dick. I feel like dick finds me, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if I like post up where I'm at, like I posted up like, yo, I'm in New York, who's up? I felt like I just like find like the cocks within my radius. I feel like my Instagram is like my grinder. I'm just like, okay, there's this guy 2 miles away, there's this guy 7 miles away, but his crib sucks, so like we're gonna choose that guy. I feel like probably the craziest like amount I've traveled was Japan. I didn't go for dick though. I found dick and it was a great size. What was your worst birthday? I remember, this is so mean. This is like the meanest thing ever. So my dad immigrated to America before me and my parents, and I think it was close to my birthday or on my birthday when my mom flew us out from the Philippines to America to meet my dad. And I'm a baby, and I see my dad for the first time, and I don't know who the fuck this guy is. And I remember he had like flowers or like chocolates, and I just like projectile vomited like all over him. I was like, ew. And he was like, I'm your dad. I'm like 8 days old. I don't know what the hell that means. So I just started crying. And I feel like I think I said something fucked up. I was like, no, you can't be my dad. You're like ugly. That was so fucked up of me. Okay, I think I was like actually like 2 years old. I could say words. And I was just like, you can't be my dad. You're like not like cute and I'm supposed to be like a beautiful princess. And yeah, and my dad cried. That was really fucked up. Sorry, Dad. Boop. Have you ever been through a hoe phase? It's not a phase, Mom. Like, this is a lifestyle. Ever since I started having sex for money, I feel like my like sexual practices have gone way better because now I get tested every 7 to 10 days. I make sure every other sexual partner is also tested within that range. I'm like so much better about communicating. I'm anti-cream pies. I'm anti-swallowing. I'm cum-phobic in general. I feel like during college though, it's like a miracle I'm alive to this day. Like I don't know how I made it past that phase. So I feel like college, I definitely was like at my hoe peak and now I'm just in my hoe stabilization. When's the last time you've been to church? What's church, bro? I haven't been to church since I was like a baby. I do remember that my church had really good spaghetti afterwards, so that was bomb. But I will say the last time I had done something close was when I got kidnapped by a bunch of like Scientology people and they kept me in their basement, and that was kind of weird. Like I was walking down the street in LA and down Hollywood, and this like hot guy was like, "You need to come with me to like the Scientology building." He was cute. I said, "What's up?" So we walked there, and then they had me in their basement and they had me fill out a questionnaire and they wouldn't let me leave for 2 hours. And then I kind of was like really pushy about leaving and I was like, I'm out. And then I think that was the moment I was like, maybe religion's not for me, but I'm an Aquarius. So they was just real, like they was mad weird to me. Like I was like, what's going on? They was like, you have to finish this test, this quiz or whatever. I was like, okay. So I like finished a little bit. And then I was like, low-key, I'm like, I want to bounce. And they were like, no, you're almost done, you're almost done. So they just kept pressuring me, and I was like, okay. And then like I finished the quiz and they were like, okay, now you have another quiz or like another test. So I was doing another test of another person in another room down like in a deeper basement. It was weird as fuck. And I was like, I think I want to bounce. And they were like, dude, like you're almost done. Like you literally just spent an hour of this one test. Like you need to finish this one. And it all stopped though when I like talked to this one chick. They swapped out that hot guy. I guess like his shift like was over with like some like ugly bitch. And I was like, I'm out. I was like, I stood on business. I was like, I gotta go. Like I'm done talking to y'all. But yeah, that was awkward. But also honestly, a common LA experience. Hey, it's Kazumi, and if it ain't trash, it's trash.